to your apartment. I just gotta let you know I ain't doing half-hearted shit. And if you wanna be dishonest, in case you weren't sure the promises, if you do, I'll get a move on. Hold on, baby, let me get my shoes on, and we could dance the whole night away. Let's get lost in this.
Thank you guys so much for coming back to Between the Takes. Welcome. I'm here with Justin Magnaye, bro. Introduce yourselves. Tell them a little about yourselves.
I'm Justin Magnaye. I am an R&B artist, now an R&B artist from New Jersey, making it big. You know this vibe.
I'm Jasmine.
You said a little bit, so I don't know.
I'm Jasmine. I'm also an R&B artist. I do sing other genres, but I will say that R&B has got to be the main point right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were like artist, like you're artist in like your own right, like your own stuff.
I do.
Then you might be coming back.
I will.
Alone.
By yourself. You're not allowed to bring his band because it's his band.
Yeah, that's his band.
Get
that's
your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for.
We don't share here.
We don't.
No,
I hate sharing.
Yeah.
Not even mics. These are new mics. Every artist.
You know, I claimed this by burping on it.
She's not going to do that. She's not going to do that.
I think we hit a record number of fart jokes tonight.
Yep.
And it came from one person. It wasn't even like the group.
It was gas though.
Oh, dad jokes too. She got dad jokes too.
And
Follow her on
it blew
Instagram.
y'all away.
Jazz attack.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Well, why don't you tell them what the 3 songs are that you did? Or remind me at least.
What was the first? So we did 3 songs, as you said.
Yes.
Jarrett. We did Goddess was the first one. What can I say about Goddess? Well, let's see. It's about putting this person on a pedestal, like a goddess, as the title explains it to be. Now, the real question is whether or not that's healthy, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just talking about how much you adore somebody, you know, from a distance, and just singing it to them and praying that they feel the same way about you, but apparently not.
And then after that, if I'm not mistaken, it was Gemini.
You're right. The other 2 songs.
There are 2 more.
Gemini is also a record about, this was from a girl in my past. She was a Gemini.
Huh.
It was the one song I wrote about her during our relationship type beat. It was fun. It was a good time. It's very upbeat, very personal, but also very relatable. Gotcha. And the last one's Lineup. This one we worked on for months on end. We as in the people who are playing the song with us today. They worked very hard. It's the one song that we did fully live. I didn't have any like MIDI instruments on there. It was just actually 26 plus musicians who've touched that track and made it what it was. As you can tell, I'm not really the type of guy to do a lot of conga stuff and like salsa stuff, but we did it because it sounded hot and we kept it that way.
It did. It sounded really sick. That switch up in like the middle of it, I thought was so cool.
Totally agreed. That was not my idea. Max Adolph, he was the main producer on that. I got to shout him out because he worked tirelessly to get that song done. We did 3-4 live sessions with him, and we mixed and mastered it in one day. So I guess 5 songs, 5 days, 5 days worth.
Impressive.
He's
not
fantastic.
Even giving yourself a chance to come back. That's beautiful.
Yep, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. Great producer.
When you're good, you're good.
He's really good. Shout out to him once more time. Max Adolph.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming out. I didn't realize you guys were all the way out in Jersey. You said you were like on the shore. So thank you for making the drive. Turned out fantastic.
Oh, I agree. So Eddie, my manager, he got us.
Shout out to Eddie for reaching out, by the way. Thank you so much, man.
He's the best manager in the world. I love you, buddy. I'm going to say that on camera. I love you. So now I can roast you in real life because I immortalized saying I love you. So we're going to do that. I love you. One more time.
Proof forever.
Yeah, he reached out to me and said, yo, you want to do the futon session? I was like, what is that? And so he sent me over the Instagram link and I was like, yo, this is sick. And at the time, I didn't have a band because we were talking about it. I haven't played a live show in about a year and a half because I'm on a hiatus from going from indie. I did a lot of indie songs back in earlier in my career to now doing full-fledged R&B where I feel like I belong more. So that hiatus led me to meet all the people that you saw in the video, John Dalton, Ethan Keano, the rest of them. I only say that because they're sitting behind the camera right now. But, they're fantastic musicians, and I had to reach out to them. Yes, Guitar Center made this happen. It's my Disneyland. But, it worked out really well. They put their heart and soul into this. This is a passion project of mine. So I'm really happy to be surrounded by people who have the same amount of passion for something as much as I do. So thank you guys. I love you guys so much. There, I immortalized that. I will roast you tomorrow.
We love you too,
That was cool. Oh, and Jasmine.
What about her?
So originally she wasn't in the song.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't
This is
until
very
Camille.
random.
Yeah, Camille. Shout out Camille, my marketing girl. She
Camille.
actually commented on one of my posts. Jasmine commented on one of my posts. And Camille replied to that comment saying something, right? Like do a cover together. And I was like,
Oh no, I said let's do a cover together, and then she was like, "I'm here for it."
yeah, word.
And then-
Yeah. And I was like, oh, word. So I hit her up. We were in the DMs, whatever. And then I was like, yo, you want to come through to like Max's session right now? We're like writing a song. And then she's like, okay, word. Like, let's do it. And so we went there, and then she ended up being on the song, but she originally wasn't supposed to be.
That's sick.
It was very
killed it.
random. Yeah,
She's fantastic.
you're fantastic.
Stop.
Okay, stop.
We had like 30 other minutes of me. It's your time.
No. Her session's coming. She'll get her time then.
You'll have your own
Yeah,
solo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do her own
You
stuff.
deserve it.
It's cool.
You deserve it.
Yeah. But shout out to your band. Like you said, those guys, like, again,
Just
saying
made
it
it
because
all
they're
happen.
back there, but also just because I would say it if they weren't here. These guys were killer. It was insane. I don't know if you heard me say it, but this was the biggest session that we've done. This is the most people. There were 7 of you.
Yeah.
I can count, I promise.
There's a lot of us.
You guys, like, you filled it out. I've never had to, like, use both futons, drums, and another seat and have someone stand. That is, like, this is probably as full as I'll be able to get, but it's tight.
Yeah, I was about to say, listening back to the recordings,
And it's not even mixed, bro.
I was like, yo, what? The levels down perfect, dude. It sounded so good. It sounded like Ethan would just, the John was, and I was like, yo, cool. We're keeping that.
We're keeping it.
We're keeping that. But yeah, no, shout out to the band, man. I wouldn't be able to do something super cool like without them.
Yeah.
And shout out to my old band too. Don't act like I forgot y'all. I got to give y'all your flowers as well. I know you couldn't do it. I know you couldn't do it today, but you guys deserve your flowers too. Everyone that's been in my life and my career, shout out to y'all. Parents as well. I love you guys. Mwah. Immortalized. Now I'll roast you guys tomorrow.
You like roasting people tomorrow.
Dude, it's so fun. It keeps the camaraderie.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And a lot of people ask me, like, outsiders from the friend group would ask me, like, why are you being so hard on them? And I was like, okay, ask them. And then it'd be like this whole thing about, like, we're super close now, right? Like I said, me and Jazz only started hanging out like probably like 3 months ago, and now we're very close. Same with John. I only started hanging out with him like, honestly, this is like our 4th time hanging out. But
That's
like we work
crazy.
together. But like we're brothers that way. We roast each other, it's a brotherhood. It's a very, very close knit type of group of people. And it's only because the reason why we're so close is because of the passion for certain projects that we have, right? So I know they have their own bands. Everyone who is playing behind me have their own bands and stuff like that, their own projects, their own releases they have to worry about. But for some reason, they all help me out. Why? It's because of that like brotherhood that we have, And I'm very lucky to have you guys behind me at all times. I really appreciate y'all.
I was gonna say there has to be some sort of like really personal connection, because for any sort of band to work together, every band I've had on, they are either friends for a long time, have a close connection, they were in school together. It's hard to do a band, especially when you're still building it up from the ground up without there being a ton of money involved. And when there isn't a ton of money involved, you have to be able to like just enjoy your time together.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Well, no notes for that one. That's a great take. That's a great take.
Yeah. But yeah, you were talking earlier about like how this sound is a little bit different because you were switching up to the R&B style. What was it that you used to do? Because I was listening through your catalog and it was a surprise hearing what you were doing. It was not what I thought you were going to do.
Yeah, so I shout out to this past band that helped me blow up. Phone Boy, I still love you guys. We had a song called Nevermind, and I wasn't doing much really. Like at the time, I had like 10,000 monthly listeners, and during COVID season, and so I was just chilling, like not thinking anything of it. I was still in school, so I didn't fully, put my heart and soul into the craft. But they reached out to me. They're like, "Yo, Justin, like, you should come sing this song. Like, we have like this really song. We think it's gonna be a banger. So we wrote Nevermind together, and it blew up. And right now, I think it's at 16 million, maybe 15 million streams.
That's crazy.
I know, it's very crazy. I'm very lucky to have been in that project. And then afterwards, I was still doing indie, but then I realized like, I don't have a band, so how can I recreate that sort of like aha moment playing a genre that I don't feel like I belong in? So all my past releases have been like very indie, you know, very experimental pop type thing. But then like listening to Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars, Anderson .Paak, all of them in the R&B days, and I was like, I can hit that so easily. Like, let me try this, you know? And I felt like I belonged more in a place where I could just vocally shine. So that's why I decided to reach out to Max to do a fully live song. And then that's what crafted the whole new Justin Magnaye Loverboy sound.
Okay. I dig it. I'm not going to lie. We were standing in the back when you were running one of the songs, me, Raph, and Tosin. And I was like, do you guys hear Bruno Mars in this too? And they're like, yes. We were all looking at each other. But it's not even like it's an insult like, oh, get your own sound. It's more of like that's how good it sounds.
Thanks, man.
That's the way it sounds.
Thanks, man. And my mom would always tell me to really, you know, put my best foot forward. And my best foot forward is my vocals. And so I wanted to create sort of an atmosphere with lineup specifically in this EP, specifically that bridges, you know, artistry, musicianship, and audienceship, where all three can combine. Because one of the biggest critics and critiques that I have is hearing people say, you know, that's too poppy. And I don't take that as an insult. I'm a very, very much so a pop artist and in that realm. But it's more so like, how can I create a track that true musicians can play, like gigging musicians can play, but also true artists would be able to recreate, and also is so catchy enough the audience doesn't want to stop listening to it. So I think that the boys really did a great job in creating that atmosphere and that culture. So, you know, kudos to them. They worked harder than I did. So I got to give them their flowers as much as I can.
I was going to say that what you said there was something you said in there that I really liked. It sounds like you're very, very intentional when it comes to your songwriting. You're saying that you're trying to hit these three specific vibes of like the band's able to play it. It's super catchy and stuck in people's heads, but it's like people can tell that it's got its own true artistry in there. Hearing that, some people will just write and whatever comes out, but I really like the idea of writing intentionally.
Oh yeah, 100%. Almost all of my songs, I would say 90% of my whole discography has a story behind it. Lineup itself is paying homage to a relationship that just passed by. And it's more so like, as an entire project, an EP, it's me creatively and letting an audience see it creatively, find a way and navigate a way past the relationship and the past traumas that I've, you know, come across. And it's more so like kind of finding that confidence again. And if you've known me before, you know, my R&B days, everyone knows Justin Magnaye, very confident guy. He's very out there, very outgoing, brings a room together type of thing. But deep down inside, like I'm hurt, you know, like I'm feeling a lot of things that I internalize, and that's not good. I highly recommend not to internalize your feelings. So what's a better way than to internalize your feelings? Externalize it through a craft that you love so much. So that's what I really wanted to try and get to, because for me, my connection to this song is finding my confidence again, you know, finding Justin Magnaye again, because that was someone that I lost within the relationship, sadly. But I think, you know, with the guys, with Max, you know, my managers and stuff like that, Jasmine, all of them, they really helped me find that confidence again, find my ground again.
That's awesome.
So that's why I'm saying thank you a lot of times.
Listen, no one can do it alone. You got to have that like community around you. That really is like what will take you to the next level.
I agree.
Because if you try and run it by yourself, it just crash and burn.
I used to. Like my first few projects, I was just like, yeah, I'm tough. Oh.
You're good.
Darn it!
I got the beep.
I'm like all that, but then I was like, yeah, what? He ain't that good. Like he's not that good. Like he has. One of my biggest philosophies in life is find a challenge every day and conquer it, which is how I get my confidence. That's where it's rooted from and where it stems from. So whether it be like, okay, do 15 more push-ups today. That's easy, right? Everyone can put that. But actually doing that and having the mindset to conquer a single challenge every day, I think will elevate you and your mindsets. So one of to create lineup in the EP was like, how can I challenge myself here? write intimately about something that hurt you so bad. How do I grow from that? I couldn't do it myself. Obviously, the guys behind me, they're some of my best friends. So I talked to them about it, and then that would just instantly connect to a melody, to a verse, and then the chorus, and I'm like, yep, you know what? That's how I know is like so therapeutic enough to the point where I'm able to help people see that as well. And that's a very important part of songwriting for me too. Just being able to write something that everyone can relate to eventually. Not that I want you guys to experience heartbreak. It's not fun. Like at all.
It's more of like a you just understand where they are, and like people can know that they're not the only one who have ever felt that way.
You're not alone. You are safe here at the Futon Sessions. Shout out Futon Sessions. Jarrett's a god, by the way.
Listen, man, I'm just making it up as I go. I'll do my best.
Hey, so are we.
It's a great team up for that.
I have ChatGPT on a teleprompter. Yo, imagine. I'm kidding.
But is he?
Am I? You can't tell.
I'm not moving the cameras.
Panning out.
I did want to ask, you were saying that you just gave her a call to come by the studio. I'm like way backing up here, but I was just really curious, with your parts in the song, were they something that you guys pre-wrote, or did you have like her come in and just do her thing?
I just went from like taking your lyrics and then just adding to it. We did like some high notes, and we did a lot of like experiment.
A lot.
Yeah.
We even went to, shout out Jake Hankins. Can't forget him. Some of Jasmine's vocals were mixed over there at Jake Hankins' place. He's doing his own stuff now. But, when we were there, and and Jasmine came over, I was like, do something like hot, do something like slay, like something like someone be like, yo, period, on gang, like stuff like that. And then she took my chorus and just made it what it was on the track, and I was like, yep, take one, that's it.
We try to like imitate like some soul churchy vibe too.
Yeah, but you already had that in you. Like, it's engraved in you, in your spiritual being. Like Jasmine Kate in the dictionary says spiritually a goddess for vocals. That's what your definition is.
Couldn't have done it without you, bro.
That's a lie, bro. Like, why you BSing right now?
I'm not BSing. I wouldn't have released anything without you, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll take credit for that.
Peridot.
I'll take that one.
I'm dying over here. Honestly, I could just turn my mic off and let you two go. This is funny.
Don't say it. Don't say what I think you're about to say.
Say it.
Oh my god, that was worse. That's worse. She just did it.
You had that queued up.
Yeah. She's a soundboard.
Apparently.
She's a whole soundboard.
Yeah.
The best soul singers, they can just burp on command.
I did it now. Oh no.
We're derailing so hard.
Okay, back to
gosh.
What was the question?
Flatulence?
No.
That's not the question.
We were going on about just like her coming in the studio, because I've seen sometimes where they'll only bring a girl in to sing a part on the song when they're like, I wrote this but it's too high for me, so now I'm just gonna call a woman. And
that's a good. I actually had this thought process. For me, right, luckily I've worked hard on this, so I feel like I should be able to speak confidently about it. I worked really hard on range throughout the years, so to me, like any vocal line I can hit like confidently, but I needed something more intimate, more genuine, and I felt like if I asked Jasmine to do it, she would be able to grasp that feeling. Because for me, I'm like screaming, I could be falsetto, whatever, but her sultry voice is just so good that I couldn't not have it doing the main lead part.
Meep. Meep.
yeah, I hear that creak outside too. That's beautiful. I love seeing that connection between artists like that. Just the
gang
general, just the way that you see their vibe, connect with it and incorporate it in your sound while also encouraging it to like do its own thing. Because I know some people who, when they hear a good singer, they're like, well, I can't have them be a piece of competition, so they need to be on my team.
That's crazy.
That's very crazy.
No, it's funny you say it that way because there's this competition a little bit too in gigging, right? Like gigging musicians. For example, John is one of the best metal guitarists I've ever seen play ever. He's making a face behind the camera right now. But I remember when I asked John specifically, I asked him first to be my lead guitarist. And he was like, dude, yeah, let's do it. I'm down. I'm down. And then he started rehearsing. He was like, bro, I don't know if I can do it. Because metal is so like methodical and technical that he's not used to like making sounds that are like pop music, right? He's not used to it, which is fair. But first rehearsal, it was just me, him, and Max, just because Max was originally supposed to be at the Futon sessions today. But me, John, and Max were rehearsing, and then John was just like playing, and I was like, dude, just let loose. I just want John Dalton live right now. I don't care what. You could play metal stuff. I don't care. It's going to sound good. You know, just play how John Dalton would play. And that competition of self is a big thing in music. So me as like the front man, however you want to say it, as like, you know, Justin Magnaye, I love like bringing people that I know have so much talent that I want to just let them run free. Because mentally it's a challenge to be able to be like, to tell yourself how good you are, because you'll never believe how good you actually are, right? Until you hear it from somebody else. And that's part of the industry. So I wanted to be that guy for John because John's a killer. Same with Ethan, but we have this talk every day. So I love you. Mwah.
Are you gonna roast him later?
Yep.
Tomorrow.
At Applebee's.
Tomorrow.
Oh, at Applebee's. He doesn't even get to tomorrow.
Yo, it's Applebee's, so it is Applebee's.
No,
We're gonna have lava
Fridays.
cake.
Anyway. One last thing before we close out. If you had one piece of advice for artists who are trying to like help themselves with their streams, just because you've seen some really good success with your streams, what would you tell them?
All right, I'll give you guys a secret code. 9 pieces of content every song needs to happen. 3 types of shots, close, middle, and far. Recycle it. The more that people see an image of you is how you should always sell yourself, because that's the industry. You're selling yourself. You're a brand. You're not just a person. You're not a musician. You're not an artist anymore. You are a full brand. So for me, like, you know, I associate myself in the lineup era, the Loverboy era, with a lot of warm tones, grays, browns, greens, all of that. So when you see me, you're like you when you see the color, you associate it to something. Word association is a huge thing right now when it comes to marketing yourself. To get the streams, make a banger of a song, man. Like, if you even question yourself once, and you have to be honest with yourself. If you question yourself once, like, I don't know how I feel about that one, retake it. You have unlimited time, right? Unless you're signed, unless you have a timeline, whatever. But if you are just releasing and you're promoting your stuff, get those 9 pieces of content out, set it every week, let it chill, let it ride, and make stuff frequently. Always have something ready. If my manager, Eddie, were to be like, yo, can we release something today? I'm like, word, let's do it. Told me I'm done. You have to. You always have to have something in the vault that you're proud of. And last but not least, be proud of yourself. You're not going to get anywhere if you ain't. So I always tell this to myself in the mirror, you know, you're beautiful where you're at right now. You're not where you're supposed to be. You're not where you want to be, but you're just where you should be. So take that to heart, take it with a grain of salt, but, you know, just keep working hard and eventually good things will come true.
Oh, that's a beautiful way to end this.
I was about to say, was that bogus?
Amazing.
That was
gas. Perfect.
Oh,
Bro,
ChatGPT.
that's like the confidence booster, and that is like the hard reality that some artists need to hear of. Be proud of your music. Be honest with yourself. Like, those are 2 huge factors that I think a lot of artists need to hear, and that's exactly what they need to hear.
You have to be. You have to be your not your harshest critic, but your realist critic. You got to know when to back off of yourself sometimes. You got to know when you push yourself further sometimes. There's a hard line. Through only trial and error will you ever perfect that craft. So, you know, keep failing. Go ahead, because the successes in your life wouldn't mean nothing without your failures.
That's awesome. Well,
Fire.
thank you guys so much for coming on again. Seriously, like, you guys killed it. Justin, you were amazing. Your
Thanks,
band's
bro.
amazing. Jazz, amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks
We
for
will
having
be
me, sir.
talking in the future. You will be coming back. We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. But again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for like the insight and the just the advice and encouragement for artists, because that's something that I like to include. I like to include something that artists can get out of it, something, because everyone knows a little bit of something and we all know something different. Let's combine our knowledge together and kind of grow together.
Dude, that was the best question I've ever gotten. I'm so serious. I've done a lot of interviews, but that was definitely one of the best questions I've ever gotten.
Thank you. I make it up as I go along.
This is gas. This is just gas.
Yo.
Shout out Futon Sessions. They're great. You know, the lighting was great. The seats, the futons were fantastic.
That's great.
What is this,
for,
Vera Wang?
flatulence.
This is definitely Vera Wang, right? Maybe IKEA.
The funniest part,
It is
both
IKEA.
futons are the same futon from IKEA.
Oh,
One is Rap's, one is mine. We didn't even
That's
know.
hilarious. That's
I
so funny.
brought mine here
so
and
that's
he
where
brought his.
the like studio like futon came from. Was because of the futons, or was
I'll
it?
give you the backstory after this.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like and comment down below. If you have any questions for Justin, encouragement, anything, leave it down in the comments. Maybe he'll check it out. Maybe he won't.
I will. I read through every comment.
You could be really mean. Roast him tomorrow.
Please.
You know?
I love it. I thrive out of negativity. It's my favorite part of life.
I thrive through flatulence.
Thank you guys again for watching, and until next time.
If it's schizophrenia, don't know what I'm saying, but I want you. Ooh, y'all heard that?